Well, hello and welcome again as to our reading of Iliad, book 6, and we were up to about line 413 we finished last time. So this is Hektor and Andromache talking with each other, and as I mentioned in the previous video, this is a very poignant and moving section of book 6, if not of the entire Iliad, because this is the last time that Hektor will be speaking to his wife, and she is in quite despair because she realizes that he's likely not to come back, and then he is all that she has. And so she warns him that, she says, have you no pity on your young son or me who am unfortunate, who I will soon be your widow, and soon the Achaeans will kill you, coming upon you altogether. It would be, and if I were deprived of you, it would be better if I sunk under the earth, for there will no longer be any comfort whenever you meet your fate, but only utter grief, for there is no mother or no father or lady mother for me. So she continues on, that's where we finished last time. She continues on, Etoigar, for indeed glorious Achilles killed my father. The Hamon here is an Aeolic form of Emos. So glorious Achilles killed my father, and the ek is a preverb with pertho. This is the aorist epersen with no augment. He sacked the city which was well lived in, the city of the Cilicians, even Thebes with its high gate. Another preverb, and he slew Aetion. Nor ex en aristo, this is to take his weapons, to take his armour, to take his spoils. So the old word to despoil someone. So nor did he despoil him, nor did he take his armour. For the to here is something like with the ge. For indeed, in respect of this, sebasato thumo, he showed respect in his heart. For at least in regard to this, he showed respect in his heart. But and the ara here is probably, you can over-translate that a little bit here and get away with it. Accordingly, this is from katakio. This is just a shortened aorist form. It would be alpha iota here, shortened to eta. And probably something like cremate. But accordingly, he cremated him along with his perhaps stunning, the daidalioisin, with his stunning armour, and the epi is a preverb with cheo. This is cheo, to pour, and he heaped a mound over him. And the mountain nymphs planted around him elm trees. These mountain nymphs, who are daughters of aegis-bearing Zeus. And but there were brothers in the house who were 7 for me. So there were 7 brothers in the house for me, and all of them, this is from Kio again, without augment, they went into, understand oikon, into the house of Hades, Io, on a single Hamati day. So on one day they all went into the house of Hades. For glorious swift-footed Achilles slew them all, as they were over or among, perhaps in charge of, the busin, the oxen, with their whirling feet, so the rambling oxen, and the bright sheep. Now we get this accusative matera, and in regard to my mother, but then she is really the object of this verb down here, but because it's separated so far, Homer adds in a few articles here to refer back to her again. So the grammar's a little bit funny and all over the place here. So my mother, who used to rule under woody Plakos, when he brought her here along with the rest of his possessions, along with the rest of the booty, this is Achilles, having received boundless ransom, he ransomed ta'en her back. So he sent her back for ransom, having taken boundless ransom. But Artemis, who pours out arrows, so this is Eos, arrow, and Hektor, to pour. So Artemis, the arrow pourer, struck her in the halls of her father. This is a common expression for, or always only refers to women dying. It presumably was a heart attack or a stroke or something, rather than just, dying of old age. And it's often described as Artemis who strikes the person down and pours her arrows upon her. O Hektor, but you are for me a father and lady mother and a brother, and you are for me my tender husband. So this is again quite moving expression, quite moving section, and again it's got an ABA pattern. She says above, I don't have a father and mother, and then she explains how the father and mother and brothers were all killed, and then she says, you are my father and lady mother and brother and my tender husband. But come now, have pity, and remain here at the tower. Do not place, this is from Tithame, this is a subjunctive here, second person, singular. Do not place, from Tithame, your son as an orphan. So do not make your son an orphan and your wife Achilles a widow. Station the host, that is the warriors. This is imperative from Histame. So station the host par erinion beside the fig tree, which is near the Skian Gates, just outside the Skian Gates. It's one of those landmarks in Homer. So station the host beside the fig tree, where especially the city is ambatos, easily scaled. This is from Anabino, connected with Anabino. Easily scaled, and the wall, epleto, is just like the verb to be, was. It's from Pelamai, but it's just treated like the verb to be, and the wall was, or perhaps is, assailable. Both of these words, ambatos and epidromos, are only here in the Iliad. For the best men, this is of the Greeks, having come tris 3 times, to that spot, or perhaps have made an attempt on the city, have made an attempt to scale the city, have made an attempt on the city at that point. So the best men of the good, it's a funny phrase here. So the best men of the Greeks, having come to that place, have made trial of it 3 times. The best men around the 2 Ajaxes and very famous Idomeneus, and around the sons of Atreus and the valiant son of Tydeus. This, of course, is Diomedes. Or perhaps someone knowing well the things of seercraft, so well skilled in seercraft, Enispe, had spoken to them, in other words, told them where the weakest spot was, or their own soul had stirred them up and bid them. So in other words, some seer had told them where the weakest spot was, the easiest place to attack Troy was, or perhaps their own soul had stirred them up and bid them to come there. And that's where we'll stop.